Hi, my name is Katie, and I'm so tattered, SEW, tattered on here and Instagram. And this is Flosstube number 2 for me. So I wanted to thank everybody for the extremely kind comments and the messages, the shout outs. I wasn't expecting it. I mean, I know that this community is really sweet and does that stuff, and but I just not to the level that I experienced. It was incredible, and my husband is still just really shocked that people do this and that they're so kind and that they care about each other's lives, what's going on, and the things that they're working on. And he even said that to me when he was watching my first video. He said, he paused it, and he said, do people really care about this? Because the beginning part where I was talking about how I got started, and I was like, yeah, I like listening to that. I like knowing that it helps me to know where they're coming from and their experiences and how I can relate to that. And so I just thought it was funny because he's just like, he did not get it. So with all that, with the comments and everything, I didn't get, again, not one ugly thing was said. And it was a lot of comments, and everything was so positive and sweet. And I've read every single one of them. I'm slowly working on catching up to commenting on them because I want to respond to every single comment that someone has sent to me because it means something to me. And so I've been working on that, and I've been staying up later than normal and trying to get caught up. But there's been some nights where I'm just like in bed commenting. So if you've gotten a weird one from me, it's probably because I was half asleep, but I have read them all. I'm up to date in reading them all. I have to say, I know that I only got all those comments and all the subscribers and followers because I had some amazing people shout me out, and they didn't have to. And these are women who people love and respect and admire, and when they say, hey, you need to go check this person out, they have a huge audience that say okay, and they did. And I know every time I got one, I didn't need to get a notification, I got a shout out. I just had to feel my phone in my pocket going crazy. And but it's been overwhelming, but in such a beautiful way, and I was not expecting it. Wasn't at all. If I could have just been a blip on someone's radar and I picked up a handful of friends, I would have been happy. And I was not expecting all of this. So I am extremely grateful and just blown away. I'm blown away. And but it started with Ginger Shawl. She was the first one to just really, she gave me the shout out, and it was like day 3 of having uploaded that video, and I looked at my phone. I was shocked by the numbers and how much they've grown and the amount of comments that I needed to respond to, and it was really cool and fun. And then later, a few days later, then you had the one from Shelly Fry from Antique Needleworkers on Instagram, and of course that started it up again. And then the Contented Needleworker Kim, she did a shout out, and then it was just another avalanche. And Olivia from Pumpkin Hollow Quilts, she tagged me in the one that we're working on together, and that one went nuts. And you could just tell every time someone did a shout out, you would just instantly, just all the notifications would be coming through. And it was a lot. I mean, I wanted to, every time someone would follow me, I'd want to click on them and then see if they, like, what they're interested in, and if I would want to follow them, and and make sure they're not a bot or something crazy, because I get a lot of those good looking doctors who want to follow me. And so I couldn't, I lost control. I lost control of my Instagram. It was nuts, but in a very cool way. And yeah, I got this morning, Carrie Tiger Lily Designs, she gave me a shout out. So then this morning it just, which was so funny because I was watching her this morning, and she's fun. And Well, then who else did I have? I wrote them down just so I won't forget. Teresa from Old Stationary Creek Creations, she did one, and so that was so kind and sweet, and it was fun watching them do that, and then just all the blowing up, and they would even say, oh, I saw you because of so and so, and that was really cool. And then on Flosstube, I had a few shout outs. The Sable Stitchers, who are so much fun to watch. They shouted me out. And then I had Gammy Stitcher. I hadn't watched her before. She's sweet, and she shouted me out. And then Textilly Crafts, Laura. She's new to me also, and she did a shout out, and her floss tube's really good. That's the other thing, is I didn't realize, I thought I watched a lot of floss tubes, and I knew a lot of them, but I had no idea. I didn't know hardly as many as I thought. There are a lot of them out there, and so I have had fun learning new ones, and they've really sent me on the rabbit hole. You know, the pot shop situation kept happening, and so I have some haul because of that that's coming, and so that's been a lot of fun. But I thank you in the most amazingly, overwhelmingly beautiful way, because that's what it's been. And there were a few times where I was like, I am going to comment, I'm going to respond to everybody's comment, and my husband's like, it's okay, they know you can't do that. And I was like, no, but I want to. I have read everything. I just got to get in there and comment. So just know, I've read everybody's comments. I've read at least twice, because I've read, and then when I go back to respond later, I'll read it again and then respond. So each one has been very sweet. Everything said, everybody was very considerate of my squishy feelings. So I'm gonna stop chatting away about that, because I'm like 11 minutes in, and I've just been about how grateful and thankful I am. Next is my finish. I had a finish. I was hoping I would, and I did. And so of course you guys know that I was working on Christmas Garden, and this is the chart, and I am doing it on 40 count marbled bunny by XJU Designs, and I love the fabric. It's really nice to work with, and I'm doing it with the call for floss, and I didn't think I was going to get it done. It's been a crazy week, but I got it done. Yay! The only things that I changed, there was a lot of spaces where you could do personalization with initials, and I left a lot of those out. I went back and forth about it, and you know what's funny is my husband and 2 boys, they all have the same initials, KJN, and so it makes things, if I wanted to do, I would have done KJN 3 times. Plus mine is just 1 initial off, so it would have looked funny if I would have done all our initials. So I just did mine, and then the date that I finished it, and I'm really happy with it. I did add extra knickknacks where it would look kind of weird, because there were supposed to be initials there. I don't like doing those little knickknackies, but they are beautiful, and they give a lot of texture to the project, but I don't like doing them. It's a lot cutting, and yeah, but I'm really happy with how that turned out, and I haven't decided yet if I'm gonna frame it myself or I'm gonna go get it framed. I have to find a framer. They told me at the LNS, they did tell me that there is somebody locally that will do it, so I'm gonna go check them out and see about getting that done. And then sorry, I dropped that. I'm gonna have to pick that up later. So that was finisher, yay! Oh, and I had this bag. I had made that years ago, but that's what it's been in for the last year. So that was my finish. And then I had a new start, and not only did I have a new start, but I had a new start with a friend. Olivia from Pumpkin Hollow Quilt asked if I wanted to stitch this with her, because she thought I was going to be doing it, and I'm like, no, yes. And so that was beyond exciting for me. But so we're gonna work on it on the 13th and the 31st, or last day of the month, every month. And so that was tons of fun. I've never worked on anything knowing that I had the day to work on it, and so that was very interesting for me. So I was so excited. I always get up at 4, but I was like, I'm gonna get up at 4. And so I got up at 4 and I stitched, and I had a crazy day, and so I was like, oh crap, I gotta go do the things. And so I went and did the things, and then I was like, oh, I got 10 minutes, so I just won, you know, for a couple minutes, and then I did that, and then I go do the things. And so I kept bouncing around all day, and then later in the evening, when my husband said, oh, I have some work to do on the computer, do you want to go? My stitching area is in his office, so I can be with him when he's working. I do things on the computer, do you want to come with me and stitch? Yeah. So I did, and I think I stayed up really late doing it, because I think our kid was out, and I have to, you know, stay up till he gets home. But so I did that, and we are working on Jack's Bash Plum Street samplers, and my husband has decided now is a good time to start mowing. So if you hear that, so that it's so much fun and really hard to put down. And I kept thinking, I only have today, and then I have to put it down. So, but I did a lot. I feel good about what I got done. So this is what I got done on the 13th. I am doing this on Tropical Stitches presentation, 40 count. And this is my first time working on this linen. It's, of course, Celeste Creates is the one who talked about it, and I was just, okay, if she says it's good, it must be good. And so I ordered some, and it's good. I really love stitching on this linen, and we'll be ordering more for sure. Love the coloring, the modeling in it. It's beautiful. And I am obsessed with this chart, and it was very hard to put down, but that's just really cool, because then I'm gonna have it to look forward to all month, you know, what, a couple weeks. I can do that, it's fine. So, and then these are the floss. Those colors are beautiful fall colors. I think that they're all gonna work with this linen. I might have to change out Parchment, is the only one I was worried about, because it's for their faces. But it'll be fine, and if it doesn't work, then I'll just pick a different color, or, you know, it's not a big deal. But it should all work. I think it'll all work. It'll be fine. But the other one, the other white, is it'll be surrounded by other stitches, so that one I don't have to worry about at all. That one will definitely work out. So I've been working on that. So that's my new start. I was excited to have one of those. And let's see, so whips start. Oh, I gotta do the whips. I haven't got to the whips. I didn't even do those yet. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be honest with you, and this is one of the things I wrote on my list. I have a list and I have notes. Lists so that I don't forget things. Notes to tell myself not to do the things that I know that everybody was too nice and considerate of my squishy feelings. They did not tell me the things that I shouldn't have done. And one of them I've already done. It's fine. Whips. I'm gonna do this. You know, when I was organizing this and making sure I knew what I was stitching on, and I found them all and they were all accountable for, I counted them and I was really surprised. I only have like 16 whips, which was shocking to me, and it made me think, I don't start enough things. So that's just gonna enable me to start more things. So that's not a bad thing or anything. I'm not doing this in any order because it's all just kind of here, so I don't, some are much older whips than others, but I have ES Spot Motif Sampler by a Female Worth, and is this a PDF? I think it's a PDF, so it's not a great picture, but this one is one of my whips. These colors are fantastic. That's been a lot of fun. The only thing is the white is a little ghosty on, and I know it's supposed to be, but I don't know if that's gonna bother me I don't think it's gonna bother me. If it's supposed to be, then it's supposed to be. I'm doing this on Colonial Parchment, Fabrics by Stephanie, and I think, yes, I got this one at my LNS. So this is what I have on it so far. You see like the dog, he's a little ghosty up there, but you can still see him. Can you still see him? I think you can see him, maybe not. He shows up decent in person, but this one was a lot of fun. This one's been fun to work on, and these are the called for. Oh, they're a little bit of a mess, but yeah, these are some fun colors. So that's been, I really like the color of this linen too. It's been really pretty. Fun to work on. There's that. I'm gonna try to be some more organized, but that comes with noise. Sorry. I'll go fast. And I feel bad for the comment I got. I think it was today. Someone said, "Oh, I really like how your video is shorter." This one's probably not gonna be that short. And I hope that. So again, one of my things on my list is don't tell on yourself, and I'm telling on myself. I've had to do this one a few times because apparently I didn't have the storage on my phone. I take too many pictures. So that's a problem. And there's nothing more annoying than getting 20 minutes into a video and it's like, hey, you have no storage left. Okay, so my next whip is Anne got. This one I really enjoyed, some more than others. This one I really enjoyed, which I don't know. It's kind of funny because here she is. You want to see the chart. I want to talk about her, and you're like, well, how do you see the chart? The color, you know, these things where you're just like, oh, these colors just don't work together. They're kind of a weird matchup. The reds, like there's one that's just the bright red, and then you've got like the more, I don't know, brownish, reddish colors, you know? I don't know, I'm making this up. Does nobody understand what I'm saying? I don't know. Anyways, I just love it. It's fun. Let's see, she's big. So this is my progress on Anne Got. I was excited to get to that cow, of course. Love the cow. But I think it's turning out so cute. Love the house, love the cow, love the deer. All things that are fun to stitch. This one's been fun, and definitely excited to get back to that. Did I say what I'm stitching it on? Probably not. Where's the thing? Duxbury 40 count by Fox and Rabbit. That's a good one too. I have several pieces of that in my stash. Here comes my husband on the mower. I know y'all are gonna be able to hear it because y'all could hear that horrible fan noise last time. My husband, he had to put the things in because he couldn't hear me, and he said, "What is that sound?" I'm like, I don't know. It was my fan. So I don't have it on right now. It's hot in here. That's okay. I'll live. Okay, so my next whip is. Oh, I didn't show you that pack. Okay, hang on. I didn't show you the other bag either. Okay, I went through a minute where I was making bags like crazy. But this one was kind of fun because I went to an antique store and they were selling vintage bits of fabric. And something about this fabric spoke to me. I don't know. It just did. And I thought, well, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. So I put it in a project bag. And there was a salvage thing on it that told me what it was, and I don't remember, it's been years. But I looked it up, and it was fabric, clothing fabric, and they were showing patterns that was used with it to make certain clothes, and the clothes were something you would see off of I Love Lucy, just a cute little pant outfit and stuff. Cute. So I thought that was a lot of fun. So I really like that bag. So my next one is, my next one is, oh, I should have this open to it. I've done several things in this book, so I'm like, oh, I already finished that one. No, it's this one. Peace and Plenty. Just really pretty and dainty. I love all the little daintiness of things. I love dainty stitches. Maybe not the funnest to do, but they're so pretty. So, and these are the colors. And my progress on this. Sorry for the threads. Guess I just stopped. I'm doing this on 40 count American Chestnut by R&R. There you go. So with it being Christmas coming up, I should probably get started back on this one again because I really was loving it. So that's fun. And that's in this book. That's what threw me from it because it's it was a Halloween book, and I've done this one, and so that kind of threw me there. I was like, oh, I already finished that one. Okay, and it's done in this bag, laundry basket, I believe, fabric. And then not all of them are in fancy bags, just a few. Then I go to my Amazon bags, which are awesome bags. There's a reason why lots of you guys use them because they're really good bags. Oh, I love this one. I got this one for my LNS one year because I saw the model on the wall and thought, oh, I have to stitch that. And I'll pull it out of plastic. Francis Poole. But the picture doesn't do it justice. It was so pretty on the wall. Love all the birds. Who doesn't love stitching birds? And that's Brenda Gervais. And I am using all the called for except for I swapped out. At the time, I couldn't get Confederate Gray. And so instead of Confederate Gray, I'm doing Mountain Mist. Right? Yes. Yes. I'll just swap those out. And I kind of liked the look of it better anyways, because then I eventually did get a Confederate Gray, and I'm like, oh, that's probably a good thing, because I like that better. And then, I got a question. I keep my needles and everything, just so when I'm ready to start up again, my needles just already in the project. But I hear people always apologizing for having needles in their project, so I was just wondering why. Is it because we'll lose them? I'm just curious, because I hear, oh, I'm sorry about the needle. So I was just curious. Count dirty teacup. And for real this time. The one I did before the last finish I had, it wasn't dirty teacup, it was Thornfield. And I said a dirty teacup, and someone said, hey, which is it? Because on Instagram he said it was Thornfield. It's Thornfield. Don't listen to me. Okay, so this one's on dirty teacup, 40 counts, and I need to finish this. This is just beautiful. I love working on this one. And of course the fabric, the linen, it makes me want to work on it even more because who doesn't love all her linen? The color's a lot of fun. This little thing down here, that was a lot of fun to stitch. I want to say LNS. It's the Stitch Niche is my closest, and that's Arlington-ish, but really great, sweet group of women there. And so I don't go as often as I'd like because it is a little bit of a drive for me. Not so much as the drive, but as the traffic. Anybody who's in this area knows that traffic is really rough. So that's that. Okay, so that's enough of my fancy bags. So I'm going to my Amazon bags. Okay, my next whip is by Brenda Gervais, and it's Mare at Quaker Hill. And it was funny because I've seen so many people do this one, and I was thinking, I don't know about that blue. That's very odd because everything is really just subtle and pretty, and then you have this blue. But you know, you trust the process. It is wild. It stands out. And it's like, oh. But the colors are so pretty. Look at this on neutral. I'm doing this on 40 count old stationery by Seraphim Fabrics, and I love the blue. I did it for the birds, and I don't know, something about it, it just works like it does. So that is where I'm at. been a fun one to work on. Okay, so I'm attempting to do editing on this one, and I've already like written down, see, I'm doing it again, I'm telling on myself, I'm writing down when I should stop and edit it and make sure I edit it, because I've already done several things, and I'm just like, I've showed a chart, I have coughed, I have done these things, and so I gotta go and fix them. So I hope I can figure out how to edit this, because some of you guys, y'all do very good editing, and so I can, if y'all can do it, I can do it, right? Maybe with my husband's help. I had to watch a YouTube video and have to make a YouTube video. That's so sad. Okay, my next one is, oh, this one. There's a lot to say about this one. One that I love. When I see other people have worked on it, I love it. And I'm like, oh, I gotta stitch that. And it's a big one. So I knew that. I knew that it was gonna be big and ridiculous and it's gonna take me forever, but I loved it so much, I don't care. And so I had to order the fabric because it had to be big. And I'm just gonna do everything as charted because I love it. And that is Mary Barnes Sampler by Stacy Nash. Who doesn't love Stacy Nash? So one thing I think you guys have already probably noticed is the majority of my stuff is 40 count. I like working on 40 count. And my husband in the window with his weed eater being silly. Okay, this is called for 36 count on parchment. And I'm struggling with this fabric and this linen. Sorry, I'm a quilter. I'm struggling with this linen, and it's, but I love it, and it's beautiful already. I'm loving it. I just don't like working on it, and I feel bad. It makes me feel bad. I don't like working on something that I love so much. So these colors are fantastic. I mean, who doesn't love these colors? They're just beautiful. And the color of the linen, beautiful. But I don't know if it's just if it's because it's 36 count, or if it's, I don't know. It's just been difficult for me. Like it was more of a chore to work on it than I wanted it to be. Because I do truly love it. Because when you just look at other people's finishes, it's stunning. Stunning. So I need to just, maybe if I just push through a little bit further into it, I'll get the hang of it. And it'll just be more natural to me. It just, I don't, it's like it feels kind of loose, and it's just a struggle, but she'll be worth it. I know she will be. But maybe if I focus on her more in a longer period of time, I won't get so frustrated. And then, okay, this next one is Because We All Love Panda. And it is Martha Evans. I'm gonna take this out. Sorry. Let's see. Scarlet House. I don't have another picture of this. Surely I do. I don't have to show you that. Ah. Okay, Scarlet House. Martha Evans. And I know everybody jumped on this bandwagon for Brenda's birthday. And who wouldn't love to stitch that up? Look at those colors. All the little motifs. It's so cute. Okay. And so I did start on it on her birthday because I had to show my support and happy birthday. Here is the called for DMC, which are fun. Those are fun colors. And I'm doing this on Selkie by Under the Sea Fabrics. I don't think I've ever done anything with Under the Sea fabric. This will be my first one. And this is how much I got finished before I saw a squirrel. But this was, I enjoyed this one. And you know what happens is you get to those squirrels and you go chase after them, and then you forget about what you were doing before, and then it's like it didn't exist. And then when you are doing a whip parade, you're like, oh yeah, I liked you. We were friends once. We should hang out again. So I'm definitely gonna be hanging out with Martha Evans again, because why not? So there's that one. And then I'm at 36 minutes. Okay. Don't get too bored on me. Okay, this one is Blackbird, Come Into My Garden. This was the first kit I ever got for cross stitch, and it was I got it through Country Sampler, and I think it was for a special occasion. I'm gonna get this one kitted because I really want to do it. So there's that, and here's all the floss. Very Blackbird. And I am, let's see, they kitted it with 36 count fiber on a whim. So again, I did struggle with this one, but that's okay. It's okay. Maybe I need a board for this one. Where did my board go? Sorry. It's a little flimsy, a little bit bigger. This might help. Oh, no, it's too big for the board. Let's see. So this is where I'm at. I've seen so many people finish this, and it's incredible. I need to get back to it. So that one's, I mean, oh my goodness, that moment when your border meets up. Nothing like it. The greatest feelings ever. That happened with the Christmas garden too. I was shocked. I even left it to that, the corner where you can like fudge it and nobody would know. But it was perfect. That one needs to get back out. And then, oh, this one, it's not that old. I picked it up I guess right after Christmas because I was ready for the spring. Merrily, merrily, we welcome spring by Blackbird. So, I love Blackbird. Okay, this one is done on 36 counts Brea. And these are called for. Oh, I bent one. Oh, I bent two. And then I got a pretty good amount of stuff done on this one. Easier to see. Okay. Nope, that's not good either. Let's try that. Is that better? Nope. Okay, so that's how far I got on this one. Colors are fantastic. Brea is beautiful. I like the darker linens. So get going back on that one. As I say with all of them, as we all say with all of them, go get back to that one. Why am I not working on this? You know, you've heard it, you've been there. Oh man, I don't even want to talk about this one. Come on. Okay, so this was a birthday start for me last year. Loved this so much that I was like, this is my birthday start because I love it so much. And I think I just didn't pick the right one. So I stalled out and haven't picked it up yet. And I'm not going to show you the chart. Hang on, there's got to be a picture in here somewhere, right? Right, yes. Okay, the Pink Cottage by Hello from Liz Matthews. Beautiful colors. Love the butterfly. I've never done butterfly, so I was very excited. Everything about this, beautiful, perfect. I even want to do this. Love it. And then I have all the DMC. So pretty in a mess. All that. And then, I don't know, I don't have a thread going here. I did not like how it looked. Like I couldn't see that beautiful flower on my linen. And instead of just, oh, I better go find another linen, I just put it away. And now I need to, what is this even? It's beautiful linen. I just goofed and didn't put it with the right project. Wait, I have notes. Hang on. Oh, please, it's in here somewhere. I wrote it down. I wrote it down, I know I did. Oh, yes. Milk Chocolate by XJU. And it's pretty. I just need to find a different linen for this particular one. Because I really, I really want it to be more noticeable. So that was my mistake. I'll fix it because I enjoy this one a lot. And like, I want to finish this and put it on the wall. I just have to start over, which is no big deal. Isn't it easier to start something over once you haven't done it for a long time? You know, the thought of starting over on something that you went and spent like a week on, and then you're like, oh man, I don't like this. I just started over. That's nauseating. But then if you had it in a whip pile for a year, and you're like, oh, that's not a big deal, I'll just start that over. Am I the only one who thinks that way? Maybe that's why I have so many things staying in my whip pile for so long that I'm not happy with, because then I don't feel as bad about redoing it. Oh no, I've made myself a mess here. Okay. Oh, this one's fun. Okay, this one is, do I have a better picture? I should turn all these around before I did this. I don't think it came with a better picture, because it was one of those PDF ones, and I had the, you know, the paper with the holes. Those aren't. Oh yeah, and that really messed it up when I printed out the chart, and I didn't realize that that's what was in the printer, and so my chart has holes in it. I'll figure it out. But this is Christmas at Hollyberry, right? Hollyberry Farm. And it does have a person in it, but she's cool. She's got a pretty red dress and no face. So it's fine. And I'm doing this one on Up in the Attic by Fox and Rabbit. And ooh, this border. I love it though. Oh, let me see all these colors. Why do I have two? Oh, this is for extra. Okay. These colors are really fun and pretty. And then let me try to get it on this board. It's a little bit bigger on the board, but okay. So Stacy Nash and her borders. I cannot get in the rhythm. I did it, I stitched it, but there was never a point where like I could do this without looking, or I could get this figured out just easily. That didn't happen. But I mean, who wouldn't work for that border? Come on. It's lovely. So I need to, I mean, that could be something I work on since Christmas is coming up. Not that I would finish it before Christmas, but it still would get me in the holiday spirit. And there's my chart with that on this paper. Don't lose that. Oh, okay. So this one I started for a hot second. And it is Santa Stops Here. It's so cute. I like doing the cutesy stuff for certain holidays. Like normally I don't do a lot of the cutesy stuff because it doesn't really go with my decor in my house or anything. But during holidays, it's a free-for-all. It just doesn't even matter. And so I loved this one. And what's this? Different. This is Call Force, because I got a mixture going on here, so I don't really know. This is the floss I'm using. I believe it's a call for. If I substituted anything, it was because it was going to be for something very tiny. And I'm like, I'm not ordering the overdyed for that. I'll just get I'll just do the DMC. So that's probably why I have a few DMCs in here. But then it would be the call for DMC. So this one, I got really little start on it, but it's fun. Oh, it's showing up. Got the little deer and the bird. So that could be another one I pick up. So this one is, I stalled because I goofed, and I've heard someone tell me it's gonna be fine, and it probably will be. I'll figure it out, but I did goof on it, but it's so cute. This is Stacy Nash Butternut Tavern. And those colors, they're very fallish, and it's pretty. I love that one. These are the colors. I'm a big fan of this mustard seed, which is good. I don't like yellow, but that mustard seed, it doesn't count. And what is this on? What's this on? This is on, I always keep the tags close by. Fox and Rabbit Eureka, which is just a really pretty creamy color. And where I realized I was going to mess up was there's supposed to be numbers and everything down here, and I did not leave enough room. But I guess it just depends on how I'm going to finish it. So those flowers are really fun to work on. But again, very typical where you just, there's no rhythm. There's no rhythm to those. I mean, I'm sure there is if you can memorize that. But yeah, one more whip. See, that's not very many. That's not very many. I could have more whips. Okay. Someone are gonna think I'm nuts for this one. That's okay. No, that's for something else. So I'm gonna kind of tell you a story. I'll tell you the story because it goes and it makes sense, and maybe it'll help you to, I don't know, see my vision. Okay, so about a year ago, not even a year ago, we had our bathroom got flooded, and from that freeze that we had, and it just made a mess of everything. So we had to have our bathroom completely redone, regutted, the whole thing, just redone. And the guy who, let me back up, because I love going thrifting, flea markets, all that stuff. And I went to a flea market with my parents, and I picked up this mid-century chair. I love mid-century, thrown in with my primitive stuff. It's just a hodgepodge, because in my brain, if you love it, it all works. I'm a big believer in that. You don't have to stick with a theme or one thing. Like if you love it, it'll work. And so this chair was speaking to me, and it's a little squatty mid-century chair, and it had, I love avocado green. I love that funky old green color. And this chair had a cushion, and it was not only like an avocado green, but like a carpet. Horrible. It was in bad shape, all ripped up and everything. But I love the chair, and I'll reupholster it. It's a great deal. I'll slap some new fabric on that, and it'll be fun. So I brought it home, and I put it in the bathroom so we could have a place to sit and put our shoes on or throw our stuff on or whatever you want to use the chair for. And it was in there, not reupholstered, when the guy to come fix our shower and do all our things came in. And it's been in there forever, so I don't think anything about it. It's a chair that I love, and I need to get to fixing it. But so it was in there, and I pulled it out because I had to do all the work, and they did all the work and made our bathroom like beautiful, spanking new. It's like got everything done, beautiful. And I put that chair back in there because that's where it belongs. And he came back out to do something. I don't remember what it was, but I was asking about the paint color that I was choosing. It's like, hey, what do you think about this paint color? And I could tell on his face he didn't like it. And he said I should go with gray, and I'm just so burnt out on gray. And I was like, oh, and he said, it's perfect for you, like this chair. And so ever since then, my husband and I, we do that to each other when it's a thing that is not everybody's cup of tea, but it's perfect for you, like this chair. So there is, everybody's doing these because they're so cute. The needles by the Scarlet house. And I will eventually do all of these, but right now I am working on this one, and because I thought, oh, that's just going to be a fun repetitive little stitch, and but I don't want any more that have this fabric or this linen, because everything I do seems to be in that same linen that's in. I have this big one of those crock pot things, and throw stuff in there and whatnot, and so I wanted something different that wasn't the same color, and so I thought, oh, I have this piece of linen that I love, like that chair, because I mean, I'm sure it's great for a lot of things, but when I saw it, I was like, that is beautiful color, and so I wanted it, and then I was like, oh, I'm gonna stitch on that, and so I found it. And it's Seaweed by Fox and Rabbit, and I changed everything. I changed the colors to something completely different because I thought, I don't have anything like this. And I'm gonna tell you, this looks like the cushion on my chair. And this brown kind of looks like the wood of the chair, and it made me happy. So I went with it, and I know it's not what everybody's doing, and it probably doesn't make sense, but I don't know, I like it. So I'm gonna finish it, and I think it'll look good. And it'll look really good with the pot, with all the stuff, and it'll stand out. But that seaweed color, fantastic. But it is kind of harder to stitch on. I've never stitched on anything that dark before. Sorry. And so that's something that I was getting adjusted to, and I think I just kind of like, it went away. But it's gonna come back out because I really like the colors I picked for that one. And that is all my whips. And if there is something that you saw on my Instagram that was one of my whips and you did not see it today, it's because it got canceled. I went through all my whips to make sure I knew all the things I needed to talk about with them. And if I was like, ugh, what was I thinking? I don't like that anymore. Just like it never existed. So I'll eventually just restart the whole thing. It'll be fine. So, haul. I did get a little bit of haul. I didn't get a whole lot of haul. I got some haul though. When I was at my LNS, I of course went there to get something framed, and they didn't, and so I had to get something because you can't just go in there and spend money. So I got, so many of y'all have done this one already, and it's adorable. Stacy Nash, what is this? Birds of a Feather needle book. And so I went ahead and ordered the floss from 123 Stitch. When I ordered for Jack's Bash, I just went ahead and just like, oh, better get those two. So I got that. And then when I was talking to one of the ladies who worked there, she was asking me what kind of stuff I like, and I was telling her all the different things, and then she took me over to a few and was showing me, and I don't think I've ever seen this one before, but when I had it in my little hand, I was like, I need to take that home with me. Eliza Rule, 1824, Hands Across the Sea. Isn't that precious? I just loved it. I don't know, something about the colors, something about the little dainty border. It spoke to me. So that's a fun one. And then my mom was with me, and she's like, oh, I really love this one, and I do. It's beautiful. Eliza Knight, and it's also Hands Across the Sea. Just love those birds and the trees and the green. I'm a fan of green. That one was really pretty. And yeah, I'm sure that's a 1/1. That's fine. I'll figure it out. And then when I ordered from 123 Stitch, I went ahead and also, because I had all that floss and you can't just get floss, so I was like, I gotta throw in one chart. And I was watching Sweetwater. Was it Jessica Sweetwater, and she showed this one, and I paused and I shopped by Leela Studio. Thanks, Kim. Leela. And I don't know if I'm gonna do, it calls for cast iron. I went ahead and got it just in case, which is really pretty, but I don't know. I might change that. I'm not sure. We'll see. I got that one from 123 Stitch. And then, sorry, reaching. She probably gets frustrated with me. Farmer's Attic. I order from her on Etsy pretty often, but what I do is terrible. I'll order something from her, and then like the day I get it, I'm ordering something else from her, and she's gotta be like, man. But she's so fast, so I like ordering from her. So I got this one. I'm pretty sure the person that made me get this one was Shelly Fry from Antique Needleworkers. This is not my style at all, but my great niece loves farm animals and likes colors and everything. That's perfect. So I'm going to do that for my great niece. So I got that one. And I got, I don't remember if it was her or someone else. I saw somebody, I might have seen several people doing this one, but it's Cranberry Christmas by Artful Offerings. Just think that one's really sweet. And I think I already have all these flosses, pretty sure. So I could start that one. And then I have never gotten Pom Pom, what you call, that you finished with. I've gotten something similar from Hobby Lobby, but not the same. But this is from Lady Dot Creates, and I just went with the color. I thought, can't go wrong with the reddish. It's something, it'll go with something. So this is Barn Door, and that was one that I got also from Farmer's Attic. And so I got with that, and that is all of my, and then when Shelly showed her finishes, and she showed that ribbon that she got from Hobby Lobby, I was like, hey, I like that. So I went and got the ribbons. Pretty sure they're the same as what she showed, if not very similar. And and luckily for me, they were on sale, so that made it even better. I did walk out there with a big basket full of ribbon stuff for different things. And so that's it for haul. That's it for all things cross stitch. And now I'm at an hour. So now I've got it. I've told myself if I have more time, I'll just keep going and do my other whips for other projects, like sewing and things like that. So I don't know. Okay, let's go. This quilt, which I should have mentioned before. So I'm not talking about cross stitch anymore. If someone wants to hop off, and I'm sorry. This is the quilts. I made this 3 years ago, 4 years ago. I don't remember, but it's my favorite Christmas quilt, and since Christmas in July, I thought I would show you guys this one. It's huge, but it's my favorite Christmas quilt, and I love bringing it out when it's cold because it's enormous and I get to wrap all up in it. And that is Laundry Basket. I think it's called Pine Trees, the pattern. And then I bought it as a kit, so it's one that she kits up together, and her kits are beautiful. And I love buying her kits because it's not just one fabric line, it'll be multiples that she mixes together, so it's very scrappy. So I got that, or I did that one a few years ago. Oh man, I should have done this in the beginning because I don't know if this person was a cross stitcher or not, but I was going to show my first quilt because I had several people ask me if I would show my first quilt, the one I talked about in my first video. Well, I'm just going to show you guys because y'all aren't going to judge. I already told you it was horrible. So this is her. She is not big because I ran out of steam, and I can't even believe the lady let me pick these fabrics out. She should have been like, no child, those don't go together. But she let me do it, and she just said, pick whatever speaks to you, just get whatever. And so at the time, I had a lot of browns in my house because everything was very primitive. So I stuck with the browns, and then I was like, oh, orange? Why not? But it is rough. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, like the little circle thingies, they're very bumpy. I mean, you guys can't see it on the video, but it is horrible. And I never use this thing, and it's already like the fabric is already frayed and holes and awful. But she custom quilted this thing. I mean, I can't even imagine how hard that was, going over all those big bumps. She was a trooper. Yeah, look, my fabric's already all coming apart. I don't ever use it because what am I using it for? It's so small and not pretty. This was not a bragging piece. I didn't go around saying, look at my quilts. It's fine. So that's that. That's my embarrassing story. So I did not get to work on my flag quilt. I did finish, you guys saw I finished the top. I finished this one. She's pretty big also. And this is that summer basket, Susan Aki. Yeah, she's too big. She's a really big one. I'll have to quilt that one. And then, let's see. Sorry. I didn't get far on my English paper piecing either. I got to the purple. And I know everybody just loves purple, don't y'all? But I think it's something really pretty. And then, oh, I did do more on the wool pennies. See, and I didn't even tell you guys about where this came from or anything. Or did I? No, I can't remember. The wool applique heirlooms by Mary Blythe, and it is, sorry, there were two colorways to do this in, and I picked the lighter one. And my thinking was, oh my gosh, here I go again. I was thinking that I was going to stitch this in the car on the way to the beach, because we were going to, where were we going? Pensacola. And I thought, oh, beachy colors, I'll do this in the car and while I'm sitting on the beach. And so, but that's what, and I made it smaller because I wanted it for a certain table. So I cut a few off. And, but aren't those fun? Those are fun. So, but I did get them all stitched. And I know there's people who are just, do you use the, what's it called? The refusible, where you iron it on, or you don't. Some people just don't. I like to, for several reasons, because it stays put, and so I don't have to mess with it and then try to find all the pieces, but also because I like flat. I know people like it all fluffy and fuzzy. I like them flat, especially if I'm going to use it on the table and put things on top of it. So I've got them, I've got all this inside and this part, and now I just need to go around and do the harder part. So I've been working on that, but it felt good to get all the insides done. And so I've been working on that one, and then that's all the sewing, other than the couple of bags I made. That's all the sewing I did. And then I did get some haul for quilting haul. And I love Kim Deal. I love her fabrics, and she comes out with something, I buy it. My husband just knows, oh, Kim Deal came out, so I'm gonna have to buy it. So this one was her latest one, and it's Willow Hollow, and I bought it from the Fat Quarter Shop. And so what I do when I get these that aren't already done in these bundles, I just fold them up and then tie some scrap fabric to it. Aren't those fabrics beautiful? So I was watching Kimberly Jolly on Fat Quarter Shop, and it was one of those ones where she shows all the new stuff and then talks about it and everything. And she was showing the kit that comes with this, and she's saying that they've already sold out and they couldn't make any more because some of the prints had already gone away. What's the word I'm looking for? They're gone. And it'll come to me after this. But so I was thinking, oh, what if I wanted to make that pattern? What pattern was it? It's the Flower Peddler. I don't know. I might want to make that, and just like she does. And so what if I can't and I don't have the fabric, and that's not okay. So I looked on her website, and sure enough, she didn't have any more. So then I looked on Etsy, and I found Morning Star Fabrics on Etsy, and they had the fabrics I was looking for. And that's just the cutest thing. Okay, so here's the card. And then on the card, they had like little swatches of the fabric line. I mean, because they don't know if I bought the Fat Quarter bundle. I just got a few of the prints. So I just thought that was really neat. Just a little extra. And then they just, this little extra sweet note, the, happy sewing. So I don't know, it's just cute. But so I got, because nobody's going to tell me I can't. I got the fabrics just in case I wanted to do that pattern. And I don't even have it. I don't even own it yet. I haven't even ordered it. But I know where I can find it, and I already have the fabric, so I'm not worried about it. So there. So that was my fabric haul. And looking around, making sure I didn't forget anything. Oh. So I'm thinking for the next one, since this one's already over an hour, I'm gonna do all my stash. My stash is a lot of fun. The bad thing about going through my stash is it makes me want to start everything that's in my stash. So, and I need more whips because I don't have enough. Clearly, I only have 16. And I need more. Everybody else has more. So, but I think, so the next time I come on, I'll go through all my stash, and you guys can help me pick out things to work on. And because it's a bit overwhelming when everything, I mean, you bought it for a reason, you want to stitch it, and it's all beautiful to you. And so it's like, oh, what do I do? What do I do? And so maybe someone else has a chart and they're like, well, let's do this together. And I can do that. That's fun. And so, I'll come back in a few weeks and do that. And let's see, let me look at my list. Yeah, I talked about all the things. And so thank you for staying with me for an hour. This one was really long. I'm sorry. But I know I talk a lot. But thanks again for being here, for watching. And I hope you guys follow me on Instagram, and that we can inspire each other, because that's a really fun place to be.